hello lovers, and all my puppeteers out there. I am Thomas Johnson, and I'm coming to you from my living room. And I want to talk to you all today about a couple of little things, very important things. And it's the three tenets of puppetry. Okay, guys? So, the first tenet of puppetry is focus. And focus indicates what the puppet is doing and thinking about and what is it looking at. So focus is the first thing and it's always important. So it's always good to have focus with your puppet. Second is breath. Breath shows emotion. It 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 tells people how and what you're feeling, how and what the puppet is feeling. So the breath is very important because it's actually what feeds off to the audience. And the third is, and one of the most important components is meaningful movement. Every move should mean something. Every turn, every time your puppet looks this way, that way, up, down, it should mean something. And I think all three elements of this is cool. My experience using all three elements thus far have been good. Learning focus, which is what do I want it to look at? What do I want it to do? What do I want my puppet to focus on? It has been it's been challenging but good. Breath. My experience with breath is not so good. I just need to slow it all the way down like a million notches. So my thing with breath has not been that good. Meaningful movement. I feel the meaningful movement in what I'm trying to do, but in my experience, the breath is throwing me off. If you get what I'm saying. Um, so it's really hard to really clearly state my meaningful movement and really my focus because my breath is all over the place. Um, the three tenets and why they are important to the other two is because you can't do either one without the other two. You can't do focus and have your puppet focus on something and look at something if it doesn't have breath. So you need focus and breath. And without focus and breath, you can't give the puppet no meaningful movement. So it's just basically like you're just walking around with a puppet. And like the puppet, you're just walking around with a puppet. You know, you just have something on your arm. You're just moving. So that's kind of you have to be careful with that, but it is very crucial and important as a puppeteer and going into the world of puppetry. If you do not tie all three of focus, breath, and meaningful movement together as one. um, how I've utilized them in my work. I start out with a focus, like, okay, I had this thing where my puppet was trying to like trying to catch a fly. So I started out with like this thing, like it hitting the floor. So like looking down in the floor, that was my focus. Um, and trying to like, the breath was trying to emote this person going crazy trying to catch this fly. You know how the feeling of trying to get a fly and the fly just had you going crazy and it's everywhere. So that giddiness, which is the emotion, and the movement behind the emotion. So that was cool. Um, and it's been cool to use it. It's been cool to use it in my work each and every time. Um, and I think the more I've done it, the better I've gotten at it. Of breath, focus, and meaningful movement. Um, My moments of success were my movement and my focus were great, in trying to like play, have the puppet catch the fly. So I felt like this Tom and Jerry type of road runner type of feel, like when we seen the road runner cartoon, that type of call and response type of thing. So I felt as though it was success. My failure is my breath. Um, I think because I'm going so, I'm not, I'm putting life in myself, but I'm not putting it in a puppet. So it just feels like my puppet is just like, so there's no breath behind it. And I need to learn to transfer this breath onto the puppet to give it focus, intention, and meaning, and breath. Um, my peers, I would have to say, out of all of the people in the classroom, the two people's stuff that always stick out to me is Seth. I love Seth, his breath and his focus, like when he was trying to make his thing catch the honey. You seen it feel sad, or you like you just seen the focus, the breath, and you seen the movement. And he was very careful in his movement. That's what he was. I love that about what Seth was doing, was his movement. He was very keen on his movement. Um, Jonathan, to me, he hits all three bullet points and beyond. It's like when Jonathan gets up and he goes to breathe, you can feel him. You can see the breath go into the puppet, and it's like his puppet wakes up, and his puppet is a person, and you feel the feeling. It's like Jonathan. You go on the journey of focus and breath, and movement with Jonathan in him acting out his scene. So that was really cool. And then the more I look at these three components, it's almost like you can use them in every aspect in life. The focus in what you're doing in life. What is it that you're focusing on? The breath. When you breathe, whatever you're trying to say, your movements, whether you're a dancer or an actor, or a singer, that breath gives out emotion. That breath is what makes the audience feel you. It's what makes you feel what you're doing. And the movement is crucial. Everything you're doing should mean something. Whether it's in puppetry or in life, you should have meaning to what you're doing. So using all three tenets of those in puppetry, you can not just use in puppetry, but you can use in beyond. So thank you very much for your time.